told you that the best thing to do for you would be to practice these, and so why don't we practice these 8 problems? Okay, we'll just do them. Do I have extra room here? Yeah, I do. All right, let's try this first one. X squared plus x minus 90. X squared plus x minus 90. All right. I'm gonna have my 2 parentheses. Got it. I've got an x and an x. Okay. I'm gonna go with a plus and a minus. How do I know that that's a plus and a minus, by the way? How do I know the signs that go in there? Where? Where does it say it?
X squared plus positive x negative 90.
It's the negative 90. It's because I know that the two numbers over here have to multiply out to be negative 90. So I know that I have to deal with one being positive and one being negative. Does that make sense? By the way, which one is going to be the bigger one? The positive one or the negative one? Which of the two numbers I choose, which one will be the bigger of the two? The positive or the negative? Am I going to put the bigger number here or the bigger number here? Why? You're right. Why? I didn't teach this to you, but I mean, you're absolutely right. Because this, when I add them together, I want to get positive 1x. If I add a bigger number plus a smaller number, I'll get a positive number. Or if I have a bigger number and I subtract a smaller number, I'll have a positive number in the end. Whereas if I put the bigger number on the second one, then I'll, get a negative number over there. And that's not what I wanted. So you see these tricks that I'm kind of thinking in my head as I go through this. By the way, what numbers can I choose? What are factors of 90? 10 and 9. That's the one I want to use right there. I don't want to use 2 and 45.
So it's going to be positive 10 and negative 9.
The reason why I want to use 10 and 9 is because I'm trying to get to 1. So I don't need to list out every single factor of 90. I already came up with one that has that I can mess with to get the number 1. You guys see this? It's almost fun. Almost. If you forget that this is actually math homework. And all of you guys are grown when you guys do your math homework. So I've got an x and an x. I can tell you that it's going to be a positive and a negative number. How can I tell you that? What is it that that's there that I can tell you, hey, that's going to be a positive and a negative that we're doing? Nope, because of the negative 12. Remember, the numbers you choose have to multiply out to be negative 12. Right? The only numbers that do that would be if one was positive and one was negative. If they both were positive, I couldn't multiply out to be negative 12, right? If they both were negative, it would not multiply together to give me negative 12. Therefore, I know that that's a positive and a negative. Am I losing you? We good? We good? Yeah. All right. So, also, I'm just curious, which one's going to be the bigger one? Am I going to put the bigger one here or here? You're absolutely correct. Negative, because remember, I'm going to add these two together and I want to get negative 4. Right? Am I making sense to you? Are you sure? You're kind of giving me the, I don't really get it. Here, I'll tell you what. Here, watch. Let's try 6 and 2. 6 and 2 give me 12, right? If I choose positive 6 and negative 2, let's pretend that. Okay. Now I want to add that together and get my middle number. 6 plus 2, or 6 minus 2 is going to give me positive 4. Right? If I put the negative on the bigger number, so negative 6 plus 2, that gives me negative 4. You get it? So I already know that I'm trying to get negative 4 over here, So the one I'm going to choose is I'm going to choose the number with the bigger number is going to be on the negative than the positive. Because if the bigger number were on the positive over here, then it would give me positive 4. That's not what I wanted in the middle. In fact, I actually just gave you the answer. What are the numbers that's supposed to go inside here? 6 and 2. What is it? Positive 6? Negative 6. Good. I was just trying to mess you up there, and I'm glad you didn't fall for it, because these guys fall for it all the time. All right, ready? X squared minus 10x plus 9. What are your thoughts? No, it's not. X and X. Okay. I'll tell you what. I can tell you for sure that I'm either dealing with a plus plus situation or a minus minus situation. Why not?
Because one's a negative and one's a positive.
No. Look. You look at this symbol right here, or that sign right there. That's a positive. That tells me I'm dealing with a plus plus or a minus minus.
Well, it's not going to be minus minus because when you multiply, it's going to cancel out.
Well, that's what I want. I want to multiply together to give me a positive 9.
Well, what about that negative?
That actually, this negative right here,
Oh, right.
tells me that I'm
Sorry.
actually dealing with a minus minus.
Okay.
This positive right here tells me I'm dealing with one of these two situations. This negative right here tells me I'm definitely dealing with that one. This one's out. Do you understand why? Do you understand why? You're not even paying attention. You're like looking at a fly over there. Like, seriously, dude, I go over this stuff with you, and then you don't turn in your homework. Your F is your F, and I'm not going to feel bad about it, because I actually spend hours on this stuff with you. All right. Do you understand why I definitely know that I'm dealing with a negative negative? Yeah? All right. So what numbers can I choose to go in there? Everyone please answer. Yeah, two numbers. Which two numbers? You want to put negative 10 over here? Just because the way I ask it? By the way, I question you whether you're right as well. Even if you're right, I'm just a jerk like that. All right. What two numbers go in there? 4 and 5.
That's not going to work because.
Well, remember, they have to multiply out to be 9. So you can't choose 4 and 5. 4 and 5 multiply out to be 20. 3 and 3. 3 and 3 could go in there. Ah, good. But I'm dealing with negative 10 here, so I can't do 3 and 3 because that would only get me up to negative 6. What else multiplies out to 9? 1 and 9. You should open your mouth more because you're right. All right, ready?
I was trying to think of a hard thing.
It doesn't necessarily need to be as hard as always that hard. All right, x squared plus 8x plus 7. I did say it wasn't a trick. Why do you guys make me so evil? All right. What are my symbols? I'm going to ask you that right off the bat. What are the signs that go in there? Is it a positive negative? Is it a negative negative? Is it a negative positive? Is it a positive positive?
That was a lot of.
Oh, there's 4 options. There's really only 3 options. You can have a plus plus, a negative negative, or a plus negative. Or a negative plus. So you think it's a plus plus? Yeah, I agree. I think that it's this positive right here tells me it's one of these two options. But that positive right there tells me I need to add those numbers together to get a positive number. I can't add 2 negative numbers together and get a positive number. So it's definitely this option. It's a plus plus. Very good. What numbers are they? They have to multiply out to be 7. This is actually pretty easy. One rhymes with heaven. Another one rhymes with a really good friend of mine. His name is Juan. I know plenty of people named Juan. I grew up in East LA, Holmes. All right. 1 and 7. Perfect. I don't know if that was racist, and so for those of you on YouTube, I apologize. But then again, I actually did have a friend named Juan, so I mean, I can't feel that bad. Very good. 1 and 7. Perfect. All right, let's try this one. X squared plus 11x plus 18. Break down my parentheses. X and x. What are my symbols that are going in there? Good. What are my number options to go in there? What times what gives me 18? List them all out. 2 and 9. What else? 1 and 18. What else? 6 and 3. Good. Which one of those gives me 11? What? 9 and 2. Perfect. Sorry, dude. 6 and 3 doesn't work because 6 plus 3 is 9. Nor does 3 and 6, because 3 plus 6 is 9. Alright. X squared minus 5x plus 6. You know what's funny? Is I think that your problem is you need to read the problem correctly. Alright. X and an X. I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of being kind of a punk. Alright. X and X. What am I going to have in the middle? Is it a positive, positive, negative, negative, or switched? Like positive, negative. You think it's going to be a negative, positive?
No, it's gonna be negative, negative.
Oh, you think it's going to be a negative, negative?
Yes.
Why?
Because negative times a negative is positive.
Haha. And?
Negative plus a negative equals negative.
Haha. Good. You've got the pattern. You see the pattern? All right. What numbers am I going to choose? What numbers can I choose? This is not a trick. I haven't tricked you on any of these problems. No, I have not. I just told you you're wrong because you're actually wrong. What are the numbers options that I can choose from here? What multiplies out to 6? 1 and 6, please. 2 and 3, good. That's
2
it.
and 3.
2 and 3. We got it? All right, Jordan, this next one is just for you. Actually, shoot. Never mind. Well, maybe I'll do this. All right. There might be something that you'll have to do first before we factor this. In this case, we'll ask ourselves, is there a number we can pull out of? Is there a number that can easily be divided out of all of these things? Is there a number that divides nicely into all 3 of these terms? If so, let's pull it out. 3. 3 goes nicely into the number 3. 3 goes nicely into the number 6. 3 also goes nicely into the number 3. Does that make sense? So I'm going to pull out a 3. So I'm going to do 3 times x squared plus 2x plus 1. Why 2x? Because I divided out the 3.
Oh.
Does that make sense? The first thing I taught you, alright, it's a tough name, Sneva. Alright, the first thing I taught you, Sneva, is how to distribute this 3 back into here, right? If I were to distribute that 3 back into there, that would be 3x squared, right? Plus 6x, because 3 times 2 is plus 3. Look, I didn't change anything. This right here is the same as this right here. It just looks a little different. I pulled out a number that's consistent, that's the same. We cool? All right. Now, I can factor this thing right here. Okay. I'm going to try to factor this thing right here. So I still got the 3, and I'm going to have my 2 parentheses over here. This would be an x, and this would be an x. What are the two numbers? Or what's going to be? What are the symbols? Plus and plus, and minus minus, minus plus, plus minus. Good. What's the numbers that I can choose? What are the factors of 1?
1.
And
1.
1. Does 1 plus 1 add to 2?
Yes, it does.
Yes. Good. Then that's your answer. I'm a big kid now. I love it. By the way, sometimes we might want to write that as 3 times x plus 1 squared. The reason being is because there's an x plus 1 times an x plus 1. So just put a square up there, and that's the same thing. Does that make sense? Good.